Jones starts to suspect that somebody is pulling the strings behind the scenes in Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 2 Showdown. So, as you know, throughout Chapter 7 Season 2 Showdown, there was one question that has been in our minds, and that is, who is the Dark Voyager's master? Because as you know, we still don't know the identity of the Dark Voyager's master. All we know is that they're operating in the shadows and ordering the Dark Voyager to find the rest of the 0 Point shards and piece the 0 Point back together. And also orchestrating a rivalry showdown between the Exalted Ice King and the Foundation. And also getting under the Foundation's skin by aggravating him. Because if you guys remember in the Exalted Ice King's Battle Pass story quest, when we had to help the Exalted Ice King to eavesdrop on 3 factions, such as the Seven, the Elites, and the Dark Voyager, when we report the Dark Voyager to the Exalted Ice King, we see a conversation between the Dark Voyager and his master. And when we thought we can finally get the name of the identity of the Dark Voyager's master, unfortunately that didn't happen, and all we got was audible garbles. So we still don't know the identity of the Dark Voyager's master. Because if you guys remember back in Chapter 7, Season 1, Pacific Break and Breakpoint, the Order suspects that the Dark Voyager is working with someone and is giving him orders. Because he is finding all 7 0 Point shards across the Omniverse and trying to piece the 0 Point back together, even though he has some sort of strange connection to the last reality. So, we thought we can finally get our answers from the Exalted Ice King's Battle Pass story quest, but we still don't know the identity of the Dark Voyager's master until now. So it turns out somebody does confirm about the identity of the Dark Voyager's master, and that is no one than Jones himself. So if you go to Tree Chopped Timber Mill where Jones resides and ask him questions such as about the Foundation, the Exalted Ice King, and of course, the scientist, if you were to ask him about the Exalted Ice King, his responds by saying this, quote, "Yeah, he's totally baiting the Foundation. The Dark Voyager's in on it too, apparently. But there's still somebody pulling all of these strings, and I really hope it isn't who I think it is." End quote. So you may be wondering what Jones's, dialogue is trying to tell us. Well, it means that he starts to suspect that the Dark Voyager's master could be someone that we already know of. And he hopes it isn't who he thinks it is. And I hope it isn't who I think it is either. Because it's possible that maybe the Dark Voyager's master is Geno himself. Because as you know, throughout Fortnite's history, Geno has been operating things behind the scenes in the shadows. Quite similar to what the Dark Voyager's master is currently doing right now. And this isn't the first time we know that Geno is operating things behind the scenes. Because if you guys remember, back in Chapter 4, Season 1, Oathbound, Rift Warren Stellan told us that when he was building the Riftgate, he told us that someone, a shapeless figure known as the Shapeless Man, was telling him to build the Riftgate in order for the Ageless Champion to explore the Omniverse. Of course, that didn't happen because the Riftgate was destroyed. And the Shapeless Man didn't care if the Chapter 4 island was going to be split in two. Something that we know that Geno would do, because the guy doesn't care what's going to happen to everyone on the island. Quite similar to what his faction, the Imagined Order that he created, would do. So you might be wondering that and confused and asking, sorry Brain, that's impossible. We haven't seen Geno from the story for a very long time, not to mention he's still repairing himself throughout the Omniverse. And yeah, that is true. Geno hasn't been in the story for a very long time. But now it's possible that he now may return to the story, and he may be the mysterious master for the Dark Voyager. Because you remember, in the Chapter 7 Season 2 cinematic trailer of Showdown, where the Dark Voyager threatens Scribbly's life to threaten Fish Sticks' life to find the third 0 Point shard in Oceanic Salinity, if you look very closely, you will see Imagined Order alphabets, including another clue of the Imagined Order's return, such as about Dasha wearing a sweater that seemingly has a picture of the Imagined Order's logo on it. Meaning that the Imagined Order is coming back. Meaning that Geno is possibly now returning. Considering there are a lot of clues that Geno is coming back. So, yeah. That's it. That's all you need to know of what's currently going on in Chapter 7 Season 2 Showdown. With the possible return of Geno coming back and possibly revealing to be the Dark Voyage's mysterious master, things are now getting more interesting but also very bad. Because if Geno's back, this could spell things for the entire Omniverse. Because we know how dangerous Geno is for a very long time. So with that said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Comment down below what your favorite things to do in Fortnite, creativity, Byron Plays, Fortnite Blister, Fortnite Reload, the arrival of Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 8 OG, Fortnite Save the World, and Fortnite Reload's new map, the Elite Stronghold. Comment down below what your favorite moments in Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 2 Showdown, Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 8 OG, Fortnite Save the World, and Fortnite Reload's new map, Elite Stronghold. Comment down below what Fortnite theories you want to discuss and debunk, and I'll gladly make more videos about them. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss any videos from me. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Bye!